Hello, soldier, and welcome to your crash course in fighting Confederates. You will be equipped with a grand total of 2 major formations in tomorrow's battle. To keep things nice and simple, we'll try and match these at all times so that you only have to remember 2 places to be. I'm sure you can manage. It's just like remembering Tactical Blob and Tactical Blob 2. The first formation is column. In this, we will always form a double column with Troop 1 on the left and Troop 2 on the right. Troop leaders will form the front of the column while soldiers form the bulk of it. At the back shall stand the dock and runner, and alongside the column shall march the officer. The company commander shall march up and down their column, making sure that it's all in order. The second formation is the line formation, the last thing that many a rebel will see. Lines will always start from the left, with the troop leaders taking the left side, and all of their soldiers stretching out to their right. This means Troop 1 is in the rear, and Troop 2 is in the front. These soldiers in the front are currently crouched because the line is stationary. However, if the line is moving, then both ranks will be standing up, with the rear rank firing over the shoulder of the front rank. This is obviously a dangerous task, so please do remember to communicate and keep your position in line. The company commander, doctor, and runner all take up the rear of the line where they are most effective. Listen to your company commander, especially when they say how fast you should be moving. Slower paces are to be expected in this operation, as you can hardly keep a line formation together at a tactical sprint. As the runner, you will have access to a bugle. Please ignore the Elvish. The Steam Workshop, if it can be believed, says this is audible at 1600 meters, so it is our best form of communication in this game. The bugle can play 4 different sounds, and we're going to use each of those for a different type of signal. The first is the easiest, assemble. If you can hear this noise, you should probably be heading towards it. This means that the company needs to reform, either because the line has fallen out or because people have spread out to fight in a village or a melee, and now the line needs to reform to face another attack, or perhaps because it's time to move off and march down the road now that the company has finally decided where it's going. Effectively, assemble means its own name. If you hear this, you are to assemble there. If the regiment, that is to say the colonel, calls that as well, then the company leads know that that means that the regiment should assemble in a massive 3-company battle line. Those theoretical battle lines are now on screen, with 1st company always being first in march and being on the left in the line, with 2nd company in the middle and 3rd company on the right. The next 3 require a little bit more work. The first is advance, and that is effectively our go forwards command. You really kind of expect that it would just keep going, but it doesn't. That's where it ends. So if you hear that, that means that whatever is happening should enter the next phase. So for example, if you have formed up in a line, ready to start advancing across a field, when you hear that, that's when the advance starts. If you have formed up and are ready for a bayonet charge, let's say, then that is the same command for that. That is essentially just go forwards, continue with the plan. The company commander will likely explain what that is going to mean as orders are being given. The regiment commander might use it, for example, to order a company forwards into battle, having asked them to stay behind, waiting for a flank, for example. Then there is fire and ceasefire. These are pretty straightforwards, but their exact use won't be quite so simple. They're not necessarily just for firing. For example, this could be used to signal both fire upon the Confederates or potentially to charge upon the Confederates, depending on what the commander wants you actually doing. That's what the colonel is going to be, what the company commander rather is going to be shouting out. Ceasefire, on the other hand, is used in a similar way. It may be used to, here we go. Ceasefire, if you hear that, stop shooting because something is clearly going wrong. But it also may be used to signal a retreat or a fallback or otherwise just stop whatever you're doing. Whatever This is the bad sound. This is the go backwards, the no. Now, I try and keep things fairly simple here because at the end of the day, we have a bugle with 4 sounds which must carry complex messages. So these need to mean very detailed things. In the case of the ceasefire, it is genuinely yes, ceasefire, but also no. If you're charging in and you hear that, that means probably stop charging, kill the reb rather if he's in front of you, but then once you're done bayoneting him, get out of there and fall back. Fire is the opposite. That's keep going, keep stabbing, find another reb, you haven't stabbed enough. And then of course the advance is simply a yes symbol of, yep, okay, good, we're moving to the next phase. It's not necessarily combat. It may just be used to signal a literal advance, a literal movement. The fire one is There we go. This one, far more, kill whatever you're facing. So in order, those sounds are assemble. That means get back with your men. And yes, that one plays twice. I don't know why that's one of the few that does that. Then there is advance. There you go. And that means go forwards, continue with the plan. Then there is fire. That means to attack, to get stuck in, to start fighting, shooting, whatever your commander is currently ordering. And then the opposite. That is fall back, retreat, ceasefire, otherwise stop engaging, go backwards, something has gone wrong. In general, it is a let's back up, reform, figure things out kind of moment.